Pelaku industri nasional mengapresiasi kehadiran Amazon Web Services di Jakarta. Dengan kehadiran tersebut diharapkan bisa menjangkau semua pelaku bisnis tanah air agar layanan jasa AWS dapat lebih mudah, cepat, dan juga terkontrol. Beberapa mitra AWS di Indonesia menyatakan kapabilitas AWS Cloud mampu mentransformasi bisnis digital, media, dan juga sekaligus mengingatkan kemampuan layanan bisnis financial digital. Selain itu, mereka juga mengaku sangat terbantu dengan kehadiran AWS Asia Pacific di Jakarta. Mereka merasa banyak dibantu dalam hal mentransformasi bisnis menjadi lebih baik guna memberikan layanan publik yang lebih efisien. Sebelumnya, AWS resmi membuka data center di Indonesia pada Selasa 14 Desember 2021. AWS juga berkomitmen untuk menginvestasikan total 5 miliar dolar Amerika Serikat atau sekitar 71 triliun rupiah di Indonesia selama 15 tahun ke depan melalui AWS Asia Pacific Jakarta Region yang baru. Ya, dan untuk membahas terkait dengan potensi bisnis data center milik Amazon Web Service khususnya di Indonesia, kita saat ini telah terhubung bersama dengan Managing Director dari ASEAN Amazon Web Services, Conor McNamara. Hello Conor, very good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here. It's great to be here.
Thank you for your time, Conor. So first question, when we talk about cloud technology, currently there are not a lot of people who understand this technology completely. So what is cloud and what are the real benefits of moving to the cloud using on-premises infrastructure?
Thanks, Monica. Yeah, great place to start. Look, our CEO, Andy Jassy, who's now the CEO of Amazon.com and the founder of AWS, said a number of years ago that cloud is the biggest technology shift in our lifetime. And I think that's coming to fruition as we see the growth of AWS and the cloud in general over the last 15 years since we pioneered this business and the concept of cloud back in 2006. You know, the easiest analogy that I would use to describe cloud, it's like a light switch. So traditionally, pre-cloud, if you wanted to go and start a business, you had to invest capital expenditure in buying servers, building a data center, enter into long-term co-location contracts. With the cloud, you can consume all of that on a pay-as-you-go basis over the internet. So you can consume compute, storage, networking, and any of the 175 plus AWS services on a pay-as-you-go basis, and you only pay for what you use. And that's, that's a truly transformative change from what existed, pre-2006. And we see that with all of the disruption we see in every industry vertical globally. And if I think and I boil down the benefits, I would break them down into kind of 6 key categories. The first one I would say is agility. You can scale up and scale down in seconds. You can scale from 10 servers to 100 servers and back down again just as quickly. You can also go global in minutes. We're the largest cloud provider globally with the largest global footprint. And we have 26 AWS regions and 84 availability zones, which is clusters of data centers around the globe that you can leverage from your own business, your own organization, your own home. We also have security as job zero for AWS. And if you start on AWS, you get the benefit of the same security services as the world's largest enterprises and government institutions. The next one I'd say is cost savings. Being from a retail heritage, cost savings is ingrained in our DNA. And we've reduced prices 111 times since we started the business in 2006. As we continue to innovate and we continue to grow, we pass those savings on to our customers. That's a big, big lever. And the last two, I would say, the second last one would be innovation. We are continuing to listen to our customers and innovate on their behalf. And the business and the platform we're offering now to customers is far different to what it was 7.5 years ago when I joined AWS. And we will continue to innovate across diverse areas such as machine learning, analytics, IoT, edge computing, remote working. There's so many different scenarios, and we will continue to innovate based on our customer feedback. And the very last one is, what we do is we take the undifferentiated heavy lifting of managing and running hyperscale computing, and we do it on your behalf, and we free up your scarce and very talented resources so you can go and deploy those resources to serve your customers better. And that's a huge, huge lever, particularly for enterprises as we see them trying to repivot their organizations.
Okay, but in terms of users, who exactly can use the cloud and what are the services that Amazon Web Service provide for businesses and end users in Indonesia?
Yeah, great question. Look, I think the cloud now is so pervasive, there's not an industry vertical, a customer segment, or an organization size that's not using the cloud to some degree. And if I think about our history of our business in Indonesia, our first cohort of customers in the early part of the last decade were startups. Household names like Traveloka, Tokopedia, Gojek were really some of our biggest customers in those early days. It's since seen the next wave of customers, organizations like Happy Fresh in e-commerce, or Seyor Box in agriculture supply chain, and organizations like that. And even more recently, newer startups like Paxel, for example, in the logistics space. And so we're very excited about our strong heritage in startups, and we'll continue to focus on serving the next wave of Indonesian startups. The next big group of customers, I would say, is enterprises. We're seeing growth across media. Compass Media Group are moving their media workloads onto AWS. MNC Group are transforming media services on AWS. In manufacturing, Trukindo have moved their SAP workloads, their ERP system onto AWS to reduce the cost of running that and to provide a more secure platform for their customers. Organizations across many different industry verticals, including telco, including XL Axiata, for example, who built a cloud center of excellence to help transform their organization using AWS. Then the last cohort, I would say, is just regulated industries in general. And I guess that's why we're so excited about this AWS Jakarta region, because it unlocks the opportunity for these organizations to also embrace the cloud. First of all, financial services. We already have a strong financial services business across the region with organizations like DBS in Singapore, Union Bank in the Philippines, Techcom Bank in Vietnam doing really large transformations in AWS. Locally in Indonesia, we're seeing huge growth in insurance, Sequus Life, digitizing their whole sales process with AWS. Allianz Indonesia are investing in migrating to AWS and also reskilling their workforce through our training and certification programs. On the payment side, organizations like Linkaja, Goto Financials, those organizations are scaling so quickly from a payments perspective on AWS. And then, of course, banking. We're seeing massive transformation in digital banking. Organizations like MNC Group, again, with their motion banking platform, which will run on the AWS Jakarta region. Organizations like Fortress Data Services, which is transforming the whole, development banking and credit union space in Indonesia by moving those organizations to the cloud, which we're also really, really excited about. So they're just some examples. And the very last one I would say is just on the government institutions. Of course, it's been a challenging time for governments over the last couple of years, particularly with the pandemic. And we've also seen them embrace the cloud. So, particularly the government of Java, which has been able to produce a COVID app to stay connected to their citizens, which is an exciting one. In training organizations like Sekolah.mu, which has 2.5 million users with a 6-person IT staff. So very, very exciting in the government space too, and we expect to see a big upturn. Like Persero, for example, your postal service is migrating to the cloud at the moment and digitizing a number of their back-end processes and moving really mission-critical workloads like their digital money transfer onto the cloud with AWS.
Okay. Conor, as you know, that data breach is a very common practice in the country. So in terms of safety, how safe is it to store your data in cloud?
Yeah, so, we take security and data security, so seriously at AWS. We believe security is job zero for us. We know that trust and instilling trust in our customers is really, really important. And if you look at the way we architect our infrastructure, all of our 26 regions globally are all built from the ground up, consistently using the exact same design, infrastructure, and so on, and best practices that we've built over the last 15 years. Also, if you look at the type of workloads that are running on our platforms, we have large government institutions running really mission-critical workloads on us. We have large financial services institutions running mission-critical workloads on us. And we have a lot of third-party accreditations, whether it's FedRAMP, whether it's PCI compliance, whether it's ICO compliance. We're very, very focused on continuing to invent from a security perspective on behalf of our customers. I think in this area, a watershed moment for us was back in one of our reInvent conferences in Las Vegas, a large global conference. Capital One, the CEO of Capital One stood up and said that they were more secure in their own, on the public cloud than they were in their own data center.
Okay, moving on, Conor, talking about investment. From the update that we received, AWS will invest around 71 trillion rupiah in Indonesia, which is, a huge investment. So what exactly is Amazon investing in?
Yeah, it's really exciting. First of all, I think that investment is a testament to the growth we're seeing in the business in Indonesia. So it's really, really exciting. And we have a saying at Amazon that we want to build a business that will outlast all of us. And I think this investment is a real statement of our intent on that behalf in Indonesia. So I break the investment down. First of all, it's $5 billion US dollars, as you said. We believe that will contribute 10.9 billion to the GDP of the country over that period and support or sustain 24,700 jobs on an annual basis over that period. So it's a really big investment. And at the core of it, obviously, it's building and operating our AWS region, which is 3 distinct availability zones, multiple data centers. It's a really significant investment, and that's the first part. The second part is that, we know organizations need support to consume cloud in a sustainable manner, and we're committed to building a really strong multidisciplinary team in Indonesia. So investing in our partner team, training certification, our support organization, our services team. So that'll be a big part of our investment. And then finally, we want to invest in the partner community. We also believe at AWS that our partners are an extension of our own team. And so we're focused on investing in growing the breadth and depth of that partner community so we have the right partners in the country to support our customers realizing the value proposition that is so compelling around cloud.
Okay, but how can this investment have a positive impact on the Indonesian economy, especially in the context of making Indonesia as one of the largest digital economies in the world?
Yeah, another great question. Let me break it down maybe to 3 categories. First of all, SMBs. We know SMBs are the backbone of the Indonesian economy, with 60% of the GDP of the country linked to SMBs. So we're doing a lot of work to digitize SMBs. We're working with organizations like Optic Malawi to embrace AWS to do predictive analytics and improve forecasting. We're working with organizations like Macari, who built an accounting solution called Journal by Macari, which they're using to digitize and provide low-cost accounting solutions to SMBs across Indonesia. And finally, we're working with an organization like Midtrans, which is a Gojek company, a payment gateway. We built a platform with them that provides cloud solutions and payment solutions to micro SMEs. And we're hoping to onboard over 100,000 micro SMEs across Indonesia onto that platform this year. So SMB is a big one for us. The second one I would say, which is interesting, is logistics. We're really excited about the role we're playing in improving and uplifting and digitizing the logistics space, because we know how important that is to unlocking further digital growth in Indonesia. Organizations like Antaraja, Sisipat Express, who collectively, we believe our customers are all moving millions of parcels across Indonesia and doing millions of deliveries every day with AWS, which is a huge one. And probably the last and most important one is, unlocking digital skills divide. And if you look for the cloud to be truly a democratizing effect on economies and societies, we're very committed to ensuring that we help to upskill, Indonesians everywhere. Globally, at our reInvent conference in December this year, we made a public commitment to train 29 million people globally on the AWS cloud by 2025. When we pre-announced the region here back in 2019, we said we would train hundreds of thousands of Indonesians on the public cloud on the AWS cloud by 2025. I'm very happy to say that we've already trained 200,000. We announced that at our recent region launch. And we've got numerous initiatives. We're very focused on localizing our curriculum into Bahasa Indonesia. We're focused on signing up with incumbent agencies like Decoding to engage with the developer community. We've got a really exciting program with them to onboard 100,000 to our curriculum to certify them on AWS Cloud. And finally, we've got a really exciting program called Laptops for Builders, which provides laptops to second-level students so they can start their cloud journey really, really early and play their role in contributing to the growth of the digital economy in Indonesia.
Okay, Conor, very interesting, but we have to catch a break dan dialog bersama dengan Managing Director ASEAN Amazon Web Services Conor McNamara akan kami lanjutkan. Usai jeda berikut, tetaplah bersama kami di Profit.